So today our two areas of focus are going to be in kind of that Central Plains area and then back over across the Ohio Valley. And across the Ohio Valley is where our highest tornado threat is there in that slight area. And we're going to be tracking across that Central Plains area. We're going to be tracking some supercell development that will kind of combine, and that's going to up our hail threat and then potential damaging wind threat. But looking back across portions of Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York is where we're going to be seeing these lines of supercells and individual cells that are going to form, then kind of quickly form a line, and then the ones that don't form in a line that are out in front and just behind it are going to be either supercells or cells that could be capable of having some of that rotation in them. So that's why it has a higher area of potential for tornadic activity. And, across the Central Plains, normally we're busy in the Northern Plains, but just looking at tomorrow, we can already see that it's going to be an enhanced threat up there. So definitely this week has been one of those weeks where we have the energy for everything to happen. It's just where and when all those ingredients and all that energy combines. Temperatures are looking quite normal across the country today. The only areas that I would say are cold compared to the rest of the country are going to be in the Rockies, but obviously they're the Rockies, so we're not going to focus on that too much because it's probably with some altitude. But now we've seen kind of the not complete exodus of this cold front as it's heading through, but more of the fact that it's not a sharp cold front now, because before we were seeing a whole layer that was dropping 10 to 20 degrees. Now we're seeing a few areas, and that's just the time of getting rain. So that's what's great about the summer is we see these kind of pop back up, and we see these temperatures rebound actually as we go through the day. If it gets colder in the morning, it'll rebound instantly as it starts working its way into the afternoon, and by the time you get to the evening, you're right back to where you were in the morning hours where you're supposed to be at. So in the afternoon, we're looking at more of those lines forming across the Ohio and Pennsylvania, New York region. That whole group of cells in that whole system is going to be what could be potentially tornadic, but most likely damaging winds are going to be with this. The bigger system is going to be up towards New York and Pennsylvania, but we're going to watch what's going on down in West Virginia and the eastern half of Ohio, because as you can see, those are like individual supercells that have started to form, and we'll have to watch them as we go through the day to see what they're expecting those to develop as, because they could go more severe or they could die out depending on how that storm system in front of it is actually using energy. So then finally, the nighttime hours. It looks like that this system is going to favor the southern storms to stick around for a little bit, and then the bigger storms up to the north. So we are going to see those individual supercells that were in eastern Ohio continue on, but once again, we're going to have to watch for what exactly those cells are going to do through the day, because this is just one model. There's hundreds out there, so we'll have to look and see which ones are going to go ahead and take off. But it does seem to look like individual ones will be tracking from Ohio clear across Pennsylvania to New York. But then looking back to the Central Plains, that's where we see our threat there. Looks like one or two supercells really start to take over and then combine with each other, and that's where you get that bigger system starting to form, and you get that stuff over the Rockies. But then focusing on Kansas, looking down there, you'll see one or two individual supercells, which could make for some really good pictures, but not going to be super severe. We could see hail with those and lots of rain at once, just not any huge threat. So that does it for your forecast today. We hope to see you the next time we do a forecast, which looks like it should be tomorrow. And then we will be announcing after tomorrow. So to stay tuned to our social medias about what the plan is for the rest of the summer as we get closer and closer to that middle of August time. We're going to be kind of changing over some things because schedules are going to start getting busier, and we'll start to kind of update and do less frequent or more frequent certain things that we do on our channel. So thank you so much again for listening, and we hope to see you next time.